It's meal prep day again. Today we're gonna prep healthy and high protein breakfast, lunch, snack / dessert, and dinner that will get you over 100 grams of protein per day. For breakfast, we're making fluffy sheet pan pancakes, and for lunch, spicy crunchy wraps, high protein chocolate mousse for snack, and lastly, for dinner, we're making chicken bowls with roasted vegetables and quinoa. But first, let's start by prepping the breakfast.
Sheet pan pancakes are the easiest way to meal prep pancakes. When growing up, my mom used to make me and my brothers sheet pan pancakes very often. They are a very common breakfast here in Finland. We're making a high protein version that contains about 25 grams of protein per serving. First, we mix together eggs, high protein Greek yogurt, I'm using lactose-free yogurt, and maple syrup and vanilla extract. Then we add the dry ingredients, flour, and baking powder. I'm using all-purpose gluten-free flour in these, but if you aren't celiac, intolerant to gluten, or IBS sufferer, you could of course use regular flour in these pancakes. If you wanted to add extra protein, you could replace half of the flour with protein powder. Next, we pour the batter into a deep baking pan lined with parchment paper and spread it evenly. We bake it at 180 Celsius degrees, 350 in Fahrenheit for about 40 minutes. I let the pancakes cool down and then I cut them into 12 slices. 2 slices is 1 serving. In the morning, I reheat them in the microwave and serve with berries. Look how big these blueberries are. These pancakes are super soft, fluffy, and so delicious.
Next, I'm prepping my favorite lunch wraps. They're so good. I love that they're crunchy and full of flavor. This time I'm using tofu, but you could also use chicken.
First, we cut the tofu into cubes. I'm using high protein tofu that contains 18 grams of protein per 100 grams. Next, we make the marinade. We mix together 4 tablespoons of soy sauce, 2 tablespoons hot sauce, 2 tablespoons olive oil, and 1 tablespoon of honey. If you don't have IBS, you could add 1 teaspoon of garlic powder. Then we just add the tofu into the bowl and stir well. I let the tofu marinate for about 30 minutes. This marinade also works perfectly with chicken. Meanwhile, the tofu is marinating, we chop all the vegetables. Next, we make the dressing, which is the best part of these wraps. For the dressing, we need Greek yogurt, hot sauce, light mayo, Dijon mustard, paprika spice, chili flakes, and a pinch of salt. It's so creamy, spicy, and delicious. Then we cook the tofu on a pan until it has gotten some color. Meanwhile, I also cook some rice. I'm cooking 2 servings of rice, even though I'm prepping 6 servings of the wraps because there are so many other fillings, so no need for that much rice. I like to build the wraps just before serving so the vegetables stay crunchy, but if you're taking the wraps for lunch to work or school, you could make them in the mornings. Then I would just put the dressing to the bottom so it won't touch the veggies. These wraps are so delicious, one of our go-to lunches.
Next for snack, we're making high-protein chocolate mousse with cottage cheese. So it tastes like chocolate cheesecake mousse. It's so good.
This mousse is super easy to make. We just add all the ingredients into a blender. High-protein cottage cheese, cacao powder. If you like, you can add some chocolate protein powder for extra protein. And lastly, we add maple syrup and vanilla extract for sweetness. This mousse is a delicious snack or dessert idea. It's so creamy and yummy. Tastes just like chocolate cheesecake. I like to serve the mousse with fresh berries. It thickens in the fridge, so after a few hours in the fridge, it should look like this.
And lastly, for dinner, we're making chicken bowls with roasted veggies and quinoa. If you are vegetarian, you could swap the chicken to roasted chickpeas, for example.
First, we make a marinade for the chicken. We need juice of 1 lemon, 3 tablespoons of olive oil, 2 teaspoons of oregano, 2 teaspoons paprika spice, pinch of chili flakes, 1 teaspoon of salt, and half a teaspoon of pepper. Let the chicken marinate for about 30 minutes. Meanwhile, we chop all the vegetables. Then we divide the veggies on 2 baking pans lined with parchment paper and drizzle some olive oil on top. Then we add some thyme, salt and pepper, and you could also add rosemary. I get a lot of questions about for how many days I meal prep, and usually I prep for 3 days for both Aaron and I. I like to prep only for a few days so that the food stay fresh in the fridge and I don't need to eat the same foods every single day of the week. Often then on Thursdays I make a smaller prep of meals that we eat then on Thursday and Friday. And during the weekend we eat what we feel like. Roast at 200 Celsius degrees, 400 in Fahrenheit, the broccoli and bell peppers for about 15 minutes, and zucchini and eggplant for about 20 minutes. Meanwhile, we heat a pan over medium to high heat and cook the chicken for about 5 minutes per side until golden and cooked through. Meanwhile, we also cook some quinoa in vegetable stock. When everything is cooked, divide the quinoa, roasted veggies, and chicken into containers. Before serving, I reheat them in the microwave or on a pan. Such a tasty dinner. And here are all the ready meals.
Those were all the meals I meal prepped today. The written recipes are in the description box as always. If you're looking for more healthy and high protein recipes, check out my meal prep ebook, which has 80 easy recipes with nutritional info. I'll add the link down below. If you have any wishes on what kind of meal prep recipes you would want to see next, let me know in the comments. I hope you try out the recipes. Enjoy!